everybody. Welcome to my video. Hey, today I just wanted to share with you a little sneak peek of what my next project's going to be. So I was out running errands this morning and we went right by two thrift shops, and of course I had to go in because I can't pass them up. And in my Goodwill I found this little bench, and it's ugly and it's all particle board, but I think it's got a lot of potential to be refinished. New handle, there is a drawer here for some storage, and recover the top in a cute fabric. I haven't figured out what yet, but it was only $10, so I couldn't say no to it. So I'll do like I did with the last piece, and you can follow along on the progress.
Here is the bench, and actually as I look inside the drawer I can see some water damage. Something spilled in there at some point, which is okay because I'm going to cover the bottom, and I'll show you that trick as I get closer to finishing the piece. But it's really just particle board. And then here is the hardware. It's just one little handle on there, and I'm going to spray paint that a different color. And I want to show you what I'm doing is mixing chalk paint with stain as I put it on. Now you can see on this side this is wet and it looks very weird, but you have to trust me. It looks different when it dries and you kind of keep layering it. So this is the drawer done the same way, but now it's drying, so you can see it starts to, sorry I'm in the shadow here, take on kind of a distressed older, there we go, older look as it dries, and you kind of keep layering then the paint on top of it. And it's just a process. It's a good way to cover up like a veneer and make it look like it's an actual wood piece when you're done. Now I want this to mostly be white, so it's going to be kind of an antiqued white once it's finished. But you can see here's where it's still very wet, and I've only just put on the first coat. And then this one, it has dried and I've gone back with some white. So that's kind of what it looks like. And you just kind of keep going back and forth with it till you get the look that you want. But it's a good technique for covering up what's really just cheap veneer, so there's no good way to sand it down to restain it. I've kind of gotten this to a point where it's mostly covered the way I want it to be. Now I'll do some finishing touches to it. I'm gonna line the drawer, and I have a cute little trick to show you when it comes to doing that, as well as I'm gonna cover the top, which if you remember from earlier in the video, it's covered right now with red vinyl. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like now that I've gotten rid of all the faux wood look and given it a couple coats of antiquing with chalk paint and stain. And now I'll move on to some sanding, accent sanding, as well as fixing the inside of the drawer and recovering the top. So as you can see inside the drawer, as my camera comes closer to showing you inside the drawer, you can see here, whoever had this before had something spill in here, and see how the wood's all bubbled up. I can't solve for that as far as sanding it down or whatever. It's just too damaged. But the solution I have is to line the bottom of the drawer. And the way I like to line the bottom of the drawer, rather than contact paper or something like that, is to create a new false bottom, basically out of cardboard and fabric. And then you can just slide that in, and now you can see, voila, damage is all gone. And now you have a pretty lining in your drawer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my workbench, and I'm going to very quickly show you how I do this. There are a lot of different ways to do it, but I'm going to show you the way I do it. So let's go over to the workbench. Okay, so here we are at the work table. And the first thing I did is I got a piece of fabric that I would like to use to line my drawer. And you can see that it is a little bit wrinkled. Normally I would iron that out if I were really going to use it to line a drawer. But between you and me and the lamppost, I hate to iron. So for demonstration purposes, I'm not pulling out the iron. But iron it to get it, you know, the creases and all that good stuff. Then you've got your cardboard piece that you measured the dimensions inside your drawer. And remember, make this about 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around to allow for fabric, and so it'll fit down in the drawer and you don't end up bending it and destroying it. So now you've got your cardboard. And you can see this side's funky. Doesn't matter. This is going to be the bottom. This is going to be what's up in the drawer. So it doesn't make any difference. So now I'm going to take my trusty adhesive spray, Aleene's tacky spray. I think it's made by the same people who make tacky glue for fabric and stuff, because it's the same color scheme. So I like this one because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room as far as getting the creases out and getting it the way you want. So what you're going to do is, and by the way, aside here real quick, the stuff smells and it goes everywhere. So don't like do it in your living room or you're going to have like sticky spray on your carpet. So make sure you're doing it somewhere ventilated and somewhere where you can't hurt anything. And you're just going to spray some on. And you got to act a little quickly. You're going to lay it down, kind of center it in your piece. Press it down. Now we're going to turn it over. Now remember, I've got creases in here, so they're not all going to go away because I didn't iron it. But had I ironed this, we would be set. So just work your fabric, make sure it's stuck down. Now, don't overspray because it may come through the fabric. It's supposed to dry clear, and I've never had a problem with it leaving stains, but just a heads up if you're using it on like white or, you know, a light color where it might show. And then you're going to flip it back. And don't go crazy with it. It's in place, but it takes it a while to completely dry. Now, you're going to take your tacky spray. I'm just going to put a little bit on here. Fold your side up. Press it down. And you can trim this up too. I'm just doing this to show you, but I would probably cut this off a little bit so it's not quite so big of a piece. Okay, so now you've got those. So what I do when I do my corners is I just fold it like I'm doing a wrapping a present. So fold your corners in. Take your tacky spray. And back here, it doesn't matter if it soaks through because you're not going to see this anyway. And then you're just going to spray to hold that down. And the other side, whoops. Get myself straight here. Fold it over. Make your corners. I got tacky fingers now because it's sticky. Spray it down, pull it up, secure it. Ta-da! Now you got a new false bottom for your drawer. So even if you're just lining the drawer because you like your drawers lined, this is a nice way to do it because you can use fabric. You're not always stuck using just contact paper or something like that, shelf liner. So quick idea on how you can make your drawers pretty on the inside as well as the piece on the outside. Hey everybody, little video update here. So I'm getting ready to recover the cushion that goes on here, and you can see here there's actually 2 different layers of a cover on here. So step 1 is going to be to remove these, and there's a whole lot of staples across here holding it on, so I have to pop those to get the cover off, and then I will work on putting the new cover on. I just wanted you to see where I was at. See you later. Hey everybody, so here is the finished piece, and we moved it into a bedroom so that you could see how it will look in a real space in the house instead of sitting in my dirty paint covered garage. And Maggie's here with me. She's my co-star in this segment, I guess. Anyway, I want to show you real quick. You can see, move your bottom, Maggie. Inside the drawer is the cover that we did, the liner for the drawer, which in this case coordinates with the cover on the cushion. Both came out of a sheet that I had left over from another project that I did. And then I just went with an antique white finish on the piece. Gave it a little mild distressing. That worked to cover up the fact that it's just a cheap veneer under there fastened to particle board. So not a solid wood piece by any stretch, but now it appears to look like it is. So that's the beauty of faux finishing. But you can't beat $9.99. So make sure you remember to check out thrift stores and garage sales near you when you're looking for a piece. It's a lot of fun. I had everything on hand for this one, so I literally spent $9.99. I didn't have to buy a thing to redo this piece. So make sure you hang on to your scraps and all your extra paint, because you never know when it could come in handy. And if you get a chance, please remember to give this a thumbs up. It really helps us out. Make sure you visit the website, theredesignhabit.com. All kinds of fun stuff on there for you. And don't forget to subscribe. We're excited to see you in the next video, and we'll see you there.